Hi, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your November 1st to the 15th, 2021 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Taurus, November 1st to the 15th, 2021, Taurus. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. Okay. So at the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have the Death card, and we have the Hierophant. So we have Scorpio energy coming through, and we have ourselves Taurus energy coming through. If we have Scorpio in our natal chart, that's going to come through very strongly at our root, as is our Taurus energy coming through very strongly at our root. We can feel that we're a little bit more Taurus during this time than maybe during other times. We have the Ace of Fire in our inner self, and we have Rebirth, which is the Strength card, Leo energy, in the inner self. So if we have Leo energy in our natal chart, that's coming through very strongly in our inner self. But there's something about here, like we could be being really tested by a Leo energy during this time, but there's also this sense of like I've been forged, like I've been having to step out of the comfort zone that I wanted to be in, like the place that I was comfortable being in, and now I am reborn. Now there is like this sense of more power to me, more understanding to me. We have the Eight of Wands. Things change quickly around a heartbreak with the Three of Swords, but it's also around being able to look at and understand heartbreak and pain. We have the Star, which is Aries energy. Not Aries energy, Aquarius energy. And so that's going to be able to like set us free. We're also really focusing on what we wish for. And then we have the Knight of Swords, which amplifies this Aquarius energy in our heart. Also, it's air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We're going to see ourselves being able to charge forward. It's like we're trying to destroy a lot of the hurt that has kept us back. Are we going to be able to destroy it? We're never going to destroy it. You know, pain is always with us. It's something that we learn to live with. We learn to understand and accept. The Three of Cups comes in. Now, the Three of Cups for me is a complex card because it's those people who raised their glass to us but couldn't really celebrate us. And we spend our lives trying to get their attention. You know, it could be a parent, a guardian, you know, a sibling, a lover, whomever it is that was supposed to stand by our side but couldn't. That's going to be the energy that comes through here in the public arena. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. There's a sense of needing things to be balanced. So as we're looking at this energy that's drained us, we also need to balance ourselves and gain an understanding. there's something about the past coming forward that needs to be addressed. Okay. Let's look at our energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. So we have two, okay? We have the Chariot, which is Cancer energy, and we have the High Priestess. So when the Chariot comes forward, it's a sense of we can really let our emotions run away with us during this time. We can really run away with our emotions, really innately respond to things and not think things through, which goes against our more Taurian tendencies during this time. Again, we tend to be like super Taurus during this time. We're also going to be very drawn to people who let their emotions run away with them. They let themselves be, pulled in this direction and that direction. And we sit back and we think, if you just thought this through, like, wouldn't you be able to make a better decision? This person is going to be young, impulsive, or at least very, very young in their understanding of things. It could be a young soul. And so here, as we're looking at our way forward in the way that we want to embrace our lives, we need to stay out of their drama. They're going to use words as a weapon. It's going to be like, but you said, but this is, but you were supposed to. And they're going to try and guilt trip us. Be mindful of that. Be mindful of that, and don't let them win, because it's almost as if they're like a little child. Like, I'm going to throw a hissy fit. I'm going to get my way, and then I'm just going to move on. And it's like, no, you're a little bit too old for that. Our chakra energy. Oh, that's going to be one of the things we say about this person. It's like, they're too old to be acting like that. They're too old to, be like this. It's like, what the heck is going on? So that's going to be something that's really quite interesting for us, that we sit there and we look at them and we're like, oh, okay. Let's see our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Flexibility. This is the solar plexus chakra. And the solar plexus chakra is bringing us to this flexible understanding of ourselves. This is where our sensual, creative energy is held. And we're going to find that we need to embrace us. That's a thing with Taurus energy. And that's a thing with it coming through so strongly during this time. And most people forget it. We can even forget that we are astoundingly sensual beings, that we need to embrace that sensuality within us, that expression, that insight, that sense of being one with our bodies, that really just helps us be ourselves. Here with the flexibility, with the sense of it's going with the flow, but it's a sense of I get to move. I get to move within my body. I get to move within my mind. I get to change my mind about things. I get to be who it is that I need to be. And as we embrace this, as we see this, we see ourselves more. We embrace our creativity. We're going to see ourselves kind of taking different paths than we had thought we were going to take. But we also look at a lot of the trauma and the drama that we're carrying here, and we carry it a lot in our hearts, and we're going to see that it affects us in the public arena. And it's like, oh, I didn't realize that was making up so much of my present. I didn't realize that I was bringing that energy forward. It's this life, it's past lives. Some things we're going to sit there and think, I don't understand why it's so hard to get that in balance. This can be around money or what we value as much as money. It also has to do around with our stability, with our sense of moving forward, grounded in ourselves. And this is an energy that has been building within us for a long time. It's an insecurity that we can't really put our finger on. We can't really, nail down when it started or why it started. It almost feels like it was always with us. And this could be from, this could be within our DNA, our cellular memory. This could be within our understanding of wanting to open up the doors for ourselves, but always kind of feeling like it's better. It's better if I just close the doors. It's better if I just step back into myself. And that's going to be part of this death that's coming forward. This is the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. This is a sense of I'm being reborn. I'm seeing things differently. I'm embracing a different aspect of myself. I'm seeing that there's something here that I need to deal with, or I need to address. Even just addressing it, even just saying, I have a problem with this, this is holding me back, this is too much for me, that starts to let us transform. That starts to let us break the mold. That starts to let us move forward in a very, good way for ourselves. It's a cathartic way for us. And as we do this, as we have this transformation, as we're also, we could have to mourn. We could really have to mourn things that we have lost along the way, people that we have lost, ideas that we have lost, just like hopes and dreams that we that we feel just kind of fell to the wayside, this is going to be a time for us where it's like, okay, mourn what needs to be mourned, and yet move towards you. Move towards you. It's like there's almost a sense of, but I shouldn't be happy because it's been so much, or I'm having trouble finding the happiness again. And the transformation is saying, I get to be happy. I get to, yeah, rebirth. That's it. That's the exact energy here. It takes strength. That's why it's equivalent to the strength card. It takes strength to be reborn. It takes strength to start to, embrace this joy. And it's something that's forging us. It's like birth through fire. It's like this, the fires have cleansed us. The fires have, helped us understand ourselves. And it moves us to the Hierophant. It moves us to this place of being able to embrace who we are, being able to step into the very essence of ourselves. We have to listen to our traditions. We have to listen to what is right for us. We have to listen to our hopes and our dreams and our wishes and everything in between, because we're settling into us. And this can be very hard, especially if we think, oh my gosh, everybody's going to laugh. Oh my gosh, nobody's going to really understand me. We're not so different as to be completely alien to other people. So here, we're taking on something more. Something more is coming forward with this energy that's holding us back just a bit, because during this time we're supposed to really step in to who we are. We're really supposed to step into our energy, what we love, what we don't love, where we want to be, where we don't want to be. And this can feel out of sorts for us. This can feel like, oh no, that's not right. I can't be so fully me because something here is holding me back. I can't be so fully me because what will everybody think? And this isn't saying that we're going to embrace bad things, This isn't saying that we're going to move forward in a negative, hurtful, hateful way. What this is saying is that it's almost like I can't be that vulnerable. I can't be that open to myself. And what Spirit is saying here is like, yes, you can. You can let your heart open to you, Taurus. And by doing so, we see this gift of passion and creativity and insight and ideas come forward. We see the sense of fire. We see the sense of being forged, gaining an understanding, things being molded, things being shaped. And we're going to find ourselves like along for this ride, along for the sense of, I get to see me in a different way. I get to embrace my passions and my desires. And it's not me living for everybody else, but it's me being able to be myself and to love myself. And there's the sense of these fires changing us. We have the cauldron here. It could be the cauldron of plenty. There's so many mythological cauldrons of power and of prosperity. And so here we're going to find that power and that prosperity is something that we're stepping out of. We're stepping out of the cauldron, we're stepping out of the forge, we're stepping out of these insights and these ideas and all this knowledge that is coming around us, and we're stepping into ourselves. And that's why we have to be flexible. It's going to be like, okay, these ideas are coming in. I have to have an open mind. I have to be able to ebb and flow with who I am and where I want to be. And there's a sense of I'm being reborn. And there can be this sense of I'm becoming that person that I thought I lost along the way. We could have been in a bad relationship. We could have, followed different dreams, and we felt like we lost ourselves along the way. We're starting to find ourselves again. And that's going to be something, I just feel like a weight was lifted off my shoulders, saying that. That's going to be something that's really beautiful for us. I'm finding me. I'm, embracing me. I'm understanding me. And that brings us strength. That brings us determination. That brings us love. That brings us respect. And that moves us to the Eight of Wands. It starts to happen very quickly. And we start to feel like, okay, I'm along for this ride. Like, ready or not, here it comes. And it brings us to the Three of Swords. It brings us to this place of, yes, we're along for this ride, but we're also going to see that a lot of the things that have kept us held back, it's almost like, and I know it's a gross imagery, but it's almost like pinning butterfly wings, right? We're pinning these butterfly wings, and it almost feels like if I move my wings, my wings are already broken. I can't be who I need to be. And that's what these swords were. I just see them as, pinning of butterflies. And it's keeping the beauty, or it's keeping things exactly the way they used to be, exactly the way that it once was. And what Spirit is saying here is that nothing is the way that it once was. Everything is changing. Everything moves, everything changes, everything, guides us forward, and yet leads us to a different place. And so here, there is this sense of, okay, I understand this change that I need to embrace. I understand this power that I need to understand. And it's not always going to be I understand, but it's going to be like I see. It's going to be whatever we use to acknowledge that it's coming forward into our lives. I'm a very visual person, so it's always I see, or also audio person, where it's like I hear. And those are going to be two of the main ways that it comes forward, but that's how it's coming forward for me. So whichever are your ways of bringing something in, it's going to be through imagery, it's going to be through audio, but it's going to be something where however that message gets through the most powerfully to you, that's the route that spirit is going to use. And it's something saying here, it's like, don't keep it for special. Don't try to freeze something exactly the way that it was. And with the Three of Swords, we see that pain has changed things, and that pain doesn't necessarily have to be a terrible thing. It might be something we never even remotely wish to relive within our lives, and that's absolutely, our right. But it's going to be something that has shaped us in a way that has put us to where we are. And if we don't acknowledge our past, we don't get to have the present that we want. If we even, start to hate our past or hate who we were, we don't get to have the future that spirit is saying, we can step into. And it moves us to the star, like moves us to this place where we start to look at what we really wish for, what we really desire, what we really want within our lives. And that starts to become a game changer. Spirit is saying you get what you need, not necessarily what you want. And so that can be overwhelming. That could be, something that we think, what does that mean? But it starts to mean that wishes come true, the deep wishes within our hearts. We start to see more about ourselves. We start to become comfortable within our own skin. And as we become comfortable within our own skin, then the things that we long for, then the things that we think, oh, well, that would just make my life so much better if I had, XYZ. What Spirit is saying now is like, if I get to embrace me, then the other things start to fall into place and start to guide me forward. And that's where we start to become the hero of our story. We start to look at things and we have that white knight experience, We are that white knight. It's not anybody else who's going to save us. It's not anybody else who's going to make things better or have us understand ourselves more and more. It can be our interaction with that person that gets us to understand ourselves. But there is this real sense here of, I need to charge forward. We need to be very mindful about the head and the heart coming together, about our logic and our emotions, understanding each other, meeting each other, moving each other forward. And the Knight of Swords is cutting through so much darkness, pain, doubt, fear that holds us back, that makes us think that we can't. It's also a sense of embracing our third chakra, being able to speak the way that we need to speak, being able to, embrace what we need to embrace. And that leads us to the Three of Cups. That leads us to this place where we see that we were putting in the hands of other people that couldn't show up for us so much power, so much depth, so much. Yeah, they had so much power because it's like, well, I can make that better. I can fix that relationship, right? I can make them, see that I was worth taking that risk on, or, loving or understanding, or at least not openly being hostile to. And yet some people, they'll never understand. They'll never love us. They'll never accept us. And what we have to look at are the people who do love us, who have celebrated us, who do stand by our side. And that becomes a really beautiful thing. The people who might be in the background of our minds because, they're always there. And yet Spirit's saying, but they're always there. And so they are important. And here we start to move forward in this powerful understanding of what we want. And the negativity, the ways that people, couldn't show up for us, they don't define us anymore. They're not our defining factor. It moves us to the Six of Pentacles, and we start to see balance coming in. We start to see gifts moving us forward. We start to see harmony coming, but we also start to call out a lot of things that have been chaotic, a lot of things that have been hurtful and harmful and hateful, and we start to say, I don't accept that. I don't accept that. I'm not here to keep the peace at the expense of myself. The public arena is very much us embracing who we are, but we have to do so in a way that moves us forward in love, that love is at our base. Sensuality and acceptance of our bodies, our souls, and ourselves is going to be so important. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the moon. This is Pisces energy. This is fear. Okay, this is doubt. This is the subconscious and the conscious not working together, not coming together. This is feeling at odds with ourselves. This is, doubting our confidence, thinking we have to kind of slink in the shadows, and Spirit saying, no, there's beauty in the shadows just as there is beauty in the light. Embrace both, be powered by both. It moves us to our subconscious chakra self, and that's family. Family is intrinsically important. Now, this could be the family that raised us. This could be the family that made up our DNA. This could be the family that we've created for ourselves. This could also be, and this might sound, odd to some, but it can also be the souls that have made us up through past life experiences, through our past reincarnations. And so here, the family is going to be so intrinsically intertwined with us, but it's going to be so many different aspects of family. It moves us to our rooted self, which is judgment. We can feel like we're being judged during this time. We can also feel like we're walking through a trial of fire as we start to embrace ourselves, as we start to see ourselves, as we start to love ourselves. We start to find that we are rising higher and higher and higher. And we're going to find that the box that we had put ourselves in, or the box that others had put us in, we're not willing to stay inauthentic. We're not willing to stay, beat down and in denial of what we love and want from life. It moves us to our subconscious inner self. And that is the 9 of water. The 9 of water, the 9 of cups, a wish comes true. There's something beautiful that kind of jumps out at us. There's a sense of other people being able to see this so much more easily than we ourselves are able to see this. And so here we start to embrace us. We start to embrace what we long for, what we wish for, what we really want from our lives. It moves us to our subconscious inner self, emotional self, which is, again, the 9 of water coming through, the 9 of cups, sweetness like honey on our tongue. There's a sense of beauty coming in. There's something sweet. And Spirit's saying, focus on that sweetness. Focus on that beauty, even if it was just, having a really nice cup of tea that day. Starting to remember gratitude and starting to embrace gratitude instead of just all the chaos and fear that is around us. That's going to be really important. That's going to also raise our energy vibration and step us into a new world. It moves us to our subconscious public arena self, and it's the 2 of Pentacles. We need to balance our ambition because we're going to be so ambitious. We're going to be, trying to juggle everything. And the one person that we're going, or the one thing that we're going to forget to balance is ourselves, is our own wants and desires and needs and hopes and dreams. And we're going to find that if we fall, then everything we're trying to balance, everything that we're trying together to go after, that falls too. And so we have to be mindful of that and aware of it and kinder to ourselves. Okay. But we're going to be so driven that it might seem like, okay, that's just silly, or we think, okay, I am taking care of myself. I'm giving myself a bit of rest. I'm, taking it a little bit easier. And Spirit's saying, kind of like lean into feeling firmly grounded on this earth, lean into kind of like visualizing ourselves as a tree and putting our roots down, putting our roots in, and feel ourselves grounding, feel ourselves connecting, because that's going to be really important. Okay, Taurus. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace our power and as we embrace our love for ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Taurus.